Oh no, it's not actually.
It's the hump for bleeding when you go to school and you
Oh,
get
now
home.
it
You
is.
better lose that attitude. That's what I got on a daily basis going to school in the morning.
So when I was really little with my brother, right? My brother's like crazy. He just like has like a authority problem, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, my grandma.
He didn't play enough chess.
Yeah, pretty much. My grandma.
He was a winner.
Yeah. Sorry. My grandma is a firm believer in capital punishment, like switches.
Oh, I thought you meant like.
Killing your kids.
No.
Did you throw the football through the window? Grandma, what are you holding in your hand?
That's how my uncle.
That's what the mystery is, isn't it?
That's how my uncle became paralyzed. Actually.
Is it the
Throwing
gun
the
this
football
time?
through a window?
He went to go catch it.
Oh, okay.
He was
Through
like
the
5.
window?
He was 5.
He got
It's a
paralyzed
2-story
at
window.
5?
Well,
That's a two-story
He
window.
jumped through. I thought he was on the outside in.
No.
Because if he was, that nigga's Superman. But the other way around, that nigga's dead.
Paralyzed. You heard her.
Well, he didn't at first get paralyzed. He had like a brain thing, and it never really got fixed because it was the 70s and they didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't
So
know.
like he slowly became
So-
paralyzed until he died.
If you're paralyzed, does that mean your feet grow?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's normal. You just can't.
Usually the people that don't have like those have a different
Well,
problem.
no,
that
I
also
mean,
leads to
normally,
it.
Can you have sex if you're paralyzed from the waist
Some
down?
people
I mean, I don't think you
It
can
depends
you
which
wouldn't
participate.
vertebrae
really
is
feel
broken.
it.
Yeah,
Well, it depends. Are you woman or man?
if you're a man.
It depends which
I don't
vertebrae is
know.
broken.
Can you get your dick up if you can't move?
Yeah, it depends which vertebrae is broken.
That's what we're trying.
If it's too low, if it's like lower than a certain point, it'll paralyze your legs, but the nerve will have already diverged.
Okay, so basically what he's saying, right here, you're fucked. Down here, you ain't.
You can't walk, but I mean you can fuck still. So anyway, my grandma was like,
there are guys who don't have bottom halves, but they can still fuck a woman.
that's true.
I watched
So-
documentary.
Oh.
I like how quickly that turned. Hey, did you know that there are people who suck horse dicks? I watched a documentary.
It was a documentary. So my grandma doesn't get mad about a lot unless we break something in our house. Like, because everything in our house is like 200 years old or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, my brother and I were doing something stupid. And she was like, go get a switch from the backyard. My brother, he's heard this 100 times before. He starts crying. I don't know what, like, she's like, why are you crying? I told you to go get a switch. He's like, I don't want to go. He heard witch.
Oh my gosh.
And was on the floor crying for like 30 minutes. And my grandma was just like, I guess this will do. This time.
That's hilarious.
This time. Next time you're getting a goddamn switch.
You're gonna get a witch from the forest. She's gonna fuck you.
Also, the tip is, you want the tiny ass ones.
Fuck.
What the fuck?
You did that no.
No!
Oh.
In
What are you
reality,
talking about?
if you went out and you got a switch, which is a stick off of a tree.
Why the fuck would you
It's
do
a
that?
Education,
No,
my
no.
nigga.
You're about to get
It's
your
not
ass
really a
whipped.
stick.
Yeah, but
because
why?
It's gotta be those bendy sticks. So like whipping willows. Is
What?
my mama called them. Whipping willows.
But they're
Anyway,
you know,
They're
It's
called
like-
keeping.
Or like a
willows.
bush.
But
like
my
a
dad would
bush
use
stick
those.
that's like
Those
really
bitches
long.
hurt.
You want a skinny ass. You don't
Yeah,
want a
but
thick
like,
one. You get a thick one, you'll fucking like
Nigga.
score you like a baseball bat.
In real
no,
life.
like why don't they just use like a wooden spoon or some shit?
Because this, you have to
It's
pick
psychological.
your punishment.
Anyways,
That's what it is.
It's
That's
psychological.
horrible.
Will,
I turned out just fine. My mama never put a hand on me.
in the world
You
of
are
real
good
niggas,
ones.
you
There
come
were
in
bad
with some
things,
shit that is
Anna.
insufficient. It's like a bank. Insufficient funds.
Y'all were bad
Go and work your
children.
job and get your shit.
Y'all were bad
Exactly.
children.
What do you mean y'all were bad children? My nigga, I kept forgetting my reading book at school. My mom drove me back to school and was highly upset with the fact I forgot my reading book. I went and I got my reading book, and you can walk through the building to get back to the car, or you can walk outside and back to like the parking lot. So I walked back to the parking lot. Mom was like, I went through the school, where were you? I'm whooping your ass. It's like, it depends. It depends on like how pissed they are. And I think the worst part about ass whoopings is when like you know it's coming, but like you get like a waiting period. It's like, I'm whooping your ass tomorrow. It's like, fuck, like why can't you do it today? Why Why I gotta wait a whole 24 hours? And then it's like
The worst?
4 in the morning. You haven't moved yet.
The worst is when your mom's like, I ain't gonna whoop you, but I'm gonna tell your dad. You're like, oh.
My dad ain't doing shit, bruh. My dad was the type of nigga who grounds you.
No.
No, my dad was fucking throw this through the window.
Mom's like, I got shoes, my nigga. I got belts, my nigga. She had to stop using belts because I would show people where I got hit. She was like, I don't even evidence.
When my dad gets mad, he wouldn't hit me, but he would get, come here. He'd get like right the fuck in here, and he would point, and he would like get fucking, like, I thought my dad was gonna fucking kill me. Like, and he would scream, like he would never, and I would just be standing there crying, and he'd be like, do you want me to hurt you? And I'm like, no!
Well, I love, like, your comparison, because Hannah's never been whooped. So Hannah will be like, no, you don't even know. My dad would get in my face and point and yell really loudly to the point I was really afraid that he would actually hurt me. You don't even...
My dad would give me panic attacks. It was so bad.
I have panic attacks.
Like, for real.
Well, I mean, ours would do that, and then they fucking whip us the day later.
Hold on.
He would give me panic attacks.
I gotta check the timer real quick. You'd have a panic attack and you got your ass whipped.
Like,
Stay tuned for more content. Let me break down what a real ass whooping is, Hannah. You get a notice slip that you're gonna get an ass whooping. So
Verbal.
there's like some waiting time.
A real ass whooping is when
I
you
don't-
get bent over by a marine and he shows you who's boss with his hand and you have bruises for a couple of weeks. That's ass whooping.
No, I think...
That's good ass whooping.
But that's sexual.
No,
My
Not
parents don't.
not
I
even
hope
on
your
the
parents
spectrum.
never did that to you
No,
sexually.
my stepdad would grab me up by my hair, my shirt, whatever he could, and he'd like into me with a belt. Like I'd have bruises and all kinds of fucking shit. He'd be like,
What the
"Kill
hell
me."
is
You
Saw
get
that,
that notice.
baseball bat?
Then in his face. The worst part about an ass whooping is probably like, instead of getting the switch, I think the more humiliating thing is when you gotta walk into that bedroom, bruh. And that's
And
why.
pick out the belt.
No. Pull down your pants, bruh.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they don't take your pants off for you. Like, have you ever thought about that? It's like, pull off your pants, and you pull off your own pants. And then they start whooping your ass, and you try to block it with your hands, and they hit your hand, you're like, this is a horrible idea. I don't know which is worse. And they yell, move your hands, and like, your hands back, it's a reflex. It's a horrible reflex, it's the worst evolutionary thing ever. Because somewhere down the line,
In one way,
one of
it's
our hands...
effective. Like, that would just make me mad. Like, I would hit.
That's why you gotta grab your
Nigga,
ankle.
you wouldn't hit. You think you would hit.
No, I
No,
hit
that's why you
whenever
grab your
my
ankle
mom.
so you don't get your hands fucking
Right,
When
up.
my mom
Hold on.
hit me,
Hold on.
the one time my mom hit me, I hit her back.
Hold on. Right there.
White people.
I was raised. You raise a hand to your mother.
You die.
I'm going out that second story window.
No,
Your death will look like an accident.
no. Every time, like when my dad would grab me by the wrist and like hold on to me, I would fight. I would fight him.
You would learn if you got whooped from the beginning.
Yeah,
you
no.
would learn never to touch your family.
Here is
You
the worst
They
part.
don't do that to me.
Only
because
the patriarch of the
should
family.
hear some of the kids
And the
talking
matriarch.
to
So,
an extreme. I'm like,
when you
if
get
that
the
was my kid,
matriarch
my
angry,
parents
like,
would've done busted me
fucking
all
every
down
adult in
now.
the family
my
fucking
parents
beats
should
the hell out of
respect
you.
my body as much as I respect theirs.
My
They don't get to
parents-
hit me, and I don't get to hit them. Mine is just as good as theirs.
My mom would be like, nigga, do you pay the bills? Nigga,
Thank you.
how do you get around, my nigga? Are you alright with food? Do you enjoy food?
What
Do
about
you
that
want
water?
to eat things?
You like water?
What you own in this house? Because if I
If
want
you pointed
it, I-
anything in this motherfucker,
Yes.
show me the receipt.
That was my mother.
Did you buy it? Oh, you bought this Hot Wheels car? Whose fucking money did you use to buy it? I didn't. You got a job, my nigga? When did that happen? I think the worst part about an ass whooping is when they take a moment to stop during the ass whooping. They're like, my mom never told me why I got ass whoopings. So I'm gonna tell you why you're getting this ass whooping. They give you like a speech, you're crying and shit. It's like, stop crying. You gotta learn a lesson, and you're only crying because you know that the speech isn't the end. You're gonna get an additional ass whooping. Nigga, the last time my brother got an ass whooping, he was
No,
17.
you.
You were never too old to get an ass whooping. He was literally only a year younger than me. That means any day now, if I fucked up, I could get an ass whooping. I could walk in the door. It's like the notice is ready. It's like it is over.
You might get bigger and stronger than your dad. You aren't ever gonna be meaner than your dad.
Fuck.
If your dad's angry, he's gonna still whoop your ass.
I
No,
Your mom angry, she's gonna fucking whip your
I
ass.
feel like if
So
my
what?
parents, like, had done that to me, I would have been in therapy for, like, 3 more years.
Jonathan-
Like, no, like, I can't take it. Like,
My thing is-
but I can't even take it knowing that my mom or my dad is even remotely disappointed in me.
Jonathan
Neither
says
can
that
I.
the people in the room
Yeah.
above him are banging so hard, paint pieces are falling off the ceiling.
Tell him to scream, "Aight!" Keep going!
Player 2 has entered the game. See,
But, like, they couldn't have done that to me. Like, I would have
I
been.
can't.
Look, you see, a crooked sword says something similar.
I have.
Like, if the blacksmith kept hitting me, I'd never straighten out. I'd just keep getting more
Oh, trust
twisted.
me. I'm
No,
telling you
like,
now.
I can't.
I have panic attacks that my mom might be mad at me.
Yeah.
Fucking, she looks upset, and I'm like,
But
"She's
Oh,
angry."
Hannah,
Yeah, my parents saved me that mercy.
when you get
Oh no, I'm not scared of her whooping me. I'm just scared of her being upset.
I know.
I hate when anybody's upset with me.
Yeah.
Yo, Hannah, have you ever,
Disappointment goes along with that.
well, getting an ass whooping, have you ever been asked questions? That's the worst shit. And then they're like, I can't hear you. The fuck you say? And you're like, are you like, what? They're like, it's like, you stop hitting me up, you fucking, what? Don't use that language.
My
When
dad
you
was-
do it again, and it's like, okay, I won't do it again. They're like, no, you won't.
So, you know,
My
At
dad would do
that
that.
point,
My dad would do that
no.
to me, like,
You
while-
back soften? You back soften? And yes, my parents would say back soften, because then I'd be like, you mean soften? Yeah! I didn't mean your language! I didn't do it!
Oh, in Tennessee, corporal punishment is still a thing in schools. So, like, right above my elementary school's principal office is it's a fucking wooden baseball bat that's been made into a blank and had like 1-inch holes drilled into it, and that's the paddle. There was
if
some,
the
like-
shit whistles, I'm done.
There was
I'm
a
just...
15-year-old that broke into the school.
Stay
He was
tuned
looking
for
like
more
some
content.
drugs to like.
I will lay a hand.
because violence spawns violence.
No.
Okay.
Yes, it does.
That's not what it is.
No, it depends what they fucking do.
Yeah.
It really depends on what your
If
kid's gonna
steal
do.
some shit, the ass is great.
No, my kids steal some shit.
I'll
They're
go
sitting
all
in
the way.
jail.
My,
Nah!
Hannah,
It's fucking worse.
Hannah, check this shit out. I learned my kid did a crime, and my kid didn't tell me. My kid didn't try to confess or some shit. I'm whooping his ass. I'm calling the police. He's
Call
going
police.
to jail. He's coming out of jail, and I'm whooping his ass. I will visit him in jail and be like, "You ready for that ass whooping when you get out?"
No! 911 on it. I got you.
Ooh, and I also love how my mom talks about like the child services thing.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, like
Were you ever told?
you call a child.
Go and
Call them.
I will
See how
beat
long
you.
it takes. See how much I can beat your ass before they show up. It's the best thing. It's the best thing.
Muffled. This isn't like funny.
The thing is, child services in Bedford County is a fucking joke.
And
It's for
no,
orphans.
No,
This
listen.
isn't funny to be like, this is sad.
No, let me tell you something.
It's not
My
sad.
uncle-
It's pretty
My
sad.
uncle beat the shit out of me with a belt that had shotgun shells on the bottom. I had the ass bruises from here. She was here. She was abused. And they told me since I was they told me since I was disrespecting my mom, even though my mom didn't give me permission, that it was okay and they could take me to jail. She was abused. I had a not me. My nigga, I had a black eye, and they still told me I deserved it.
If you have to put a hand on your child to make them understand what they did wrong, you are not communicating well enough.
Hannah,
Okay, you tell a
Well, I'm gonna
two-year-old
put
to stop
you-
running around.
I'm gonna put you in the scenario, Hannah.
It works for
Hannah.
me and my
She's gonna
sister.
be that mom who's
Who's
gonna have
that
that
Target? And that nigga in Target's like, oh, can I have the cookies? Can I have the Oreo
I've
cookies?
seen this
And
so
you're
many
like,
times.
no,
Sweetie,
no, Bill, you
you
can't.
got-
You can't have the Oreo cookies, Jimmy.
No.
And then he's like, I want the fucking Oreo cookies.
No, you know what you do with a 2-year-old like that? Stop.
And you
And
don't
he's
think that
like,
little bitch
stop.
is gonna
Have you
stop.
ever seen white kids who call their parents bitch?
Oh, fuck no!
Dude.
And
I'm
you
like,
at that point, you're gonna be
dang.
like, I gotta control my anger. I'm
No,
gonna whoop
that's
their ass.
when you take them outside.
Yeah, you don't want their ass in the store. You want them. You want their ass in front of the security camera.
Nigga, you
No,
want them
outside
right
the
there.
government just running the
No.
store.
I would
You be
take
like,
my belt off
I
right
will fucking
then and
you
be like,
up, son. You wait until we get outside.
No.
No, my parents gave
Your
me
kids will
options.
cry immediately
No.
and you will be alright.
You know what my mom did
Hold
to
on.
me?
My parents
My
gave
mom
me the option.
sat me in the car with either, probably while she went and did the shopping, she sat me, actually no, I take that back. If I was throwing a fit in a public place, she fucking left me. Until I stopped crying. She walked away and said,
Fucking-
fine, you cannot follow me until you quit throwing a fit.
You cannot follow me?
No, I would get
Nigga, I got legs.
I got
I have
lost.
eyes. I
No.
can't follow you.
No.
You better put a blindfold and tie up a
No,
nigga.
you've never seen a kid throwing a fit. They sit on the floor.
No, you don't do that when you fucking throw a fit.
Dude,
Yeah, you do.
if I was a
No.
little kid
No.
and I was like causing havoc and my parents like, fine, I will leave you in this establishment and you'll have to survive on your own. I'm a little kid. I'm like, there's fucking cookies everywhere. Oh my gosh, there's a toy section. There's my house now. And you start opening shit and then just like drinking it. They're like,
Okay,
what are we telling
you
the kids?
cannot tell
Where
me.
the fuck are his parents?
You cannot tell me that a 2-year-old in the middle of Target would not be terrified without their parents.
Nah.
No.
I saw that as an open field.
It's
You
an
cannot
open
tell
field.
me.
Now here's the
No.
thing.
And that
not
parent is in the
I'm not
car
telling-
like, my son is probably waiting for me now. He's missing his old pap. He's gonna be like, oh God, I can't believe you're leaving behind. That nigga stolen like 6 candy bars. He found your car. He was there when you parked it. He's like, yo man, I got so much shit. You ready to go home?
You
I had
you
that.
didn't know like the people that work at like the cashiers and the managers like by first name by the age of 5. My mom never did that. They'd just like pick me up, be like, oh, your mom forgot you. I'll drive you home.
And
And
then
everyone knew
asshole.
where like I know you're gonna get.
He lives
an
in a smaller town.
It's okay. I know you're gonna get an accident. I know where you live. Your mom's like my dentist. She's cool. She'd be okay if I gave you an ass
I
whipping.
live 48
And then
minutes.
dropped you back home.
I live 48 minutes from the nearest Walmart. My mother, yes, I was left at Walmart. My mother, I lost her. And of course, I did not have a phone. No kid my age had a phone at
No.
this point.
Dude, no. They're trying to get my 2-year-old niece a fucking tablet.
Why?
Why?
What type?
Wait,
Why?
wait, is
No,
it
what
like
type?
one of those kid tablets that like helps them read or something?
Why though?
I had
That's
like
fucking
That
bull.
nigga has leapfrog.
No, like I had
What?
I
Why
had
do
a
we need
leapfrog.
this?
I had a leapfrog tablet.
She got Leapfrog, she got
She
Frogger,
wants
she
a
got all the
tablet.
frog games.
She
Hello,
she
who?
would get a kid
Frogger?
touchscreen
Well,
that
yeah, but, like,
shit
who?
with like bumpers
Who's
on
she?
it.
Me?
Anyone.
Kid apps.
Oh, yeah.
Any fucking kid.
Don't why spend $100 some fucking dollars so that your kid can have some shit that can break in 2 days.
Like,
Or get
I would
bored
never
of.
fucking get that. I broke a toilet seat.
And
You
then
know,
when they
like
get
the
older,
baby
what are they gonna
locks
do?
on
The math?
You know,
They're gonna use the
you know
math
the tile
app.
locks on
You
the
gotta buy
on
another
the
fucking
toilet that you
tablet.
get to like do tile-proof your house.
No,
My
please.
sister,
Hold
when
up,
she was
hold
like
up.
2.5, she fucking like cracked the code on the thing.
Then
I was
it's
2.5.
on.
I fucking broke the lock and started playing in the toilet. And my mom was like, "What the fuck you doing? You're gonna drown." It's like
In the toilet, my nigga?
in the toilet.
You're a bad parent if you can't catch your kid in the toilet. I'm pretty sure that makes tons of noise. Hannah.
Okay,
Then
48
on.
minutes away from the nearest Walmart. Let me tell you, I got lost in the toy section.
Oh, it's 6.
I was told
Okay.
not to go in that damn toy section.
content.
Like if
Nah.
a little
It did
punk
not-
ever like
It did not go. I didn't have a sibling, so fuck that
Well,
shit.
yeah, but like
my
if
brother
you
had a different mother who did beat him and kept him in the fucking garage.
Yeah, there
So
are.
let me tell you,
To her,
he scared the living shit out of me.
our whooping stories are pretty extreme. And then
Now-
to us, Autumn's whooping stories are like really extreme.
You,
So it really
you
is
tell
like
me
levels to
My
it.
parents would leave. No, this is my brother's side of the story. He would be left in a barn till he was 16, raising chickens for money because he was not going to get any from his parents at the time. My dad was sending him back with stuff that was broken within a week because she had other children, and he was nothing but pure shit to her. Yes, that is fucking terrible. My mother hitting me once was good enough for me. I didn't want to be left in the barn all alone with nobody. That was extreme to me.
See, like, my parents didn't do as much, like, negative reinforcement, but they would get mad at me, and then they would tell me what I did wrong, and then they would...
Like, oh, let's go get ice cream. You just, like, fucking punched your brother in the head.
That's not what I was talking about. But
no, I understand.
They would tell me what I did wrong, but when I finally did it right, they would make sure I knew it. And then they would reward me for it.
It's called conditioning.
Yeah.
They would condition you to do it better.
See,
but they wouldn't use negative reinforcement.
My mother started off like that.
I was already a sad kid.
After I was at a certain age, I stopped doing what the fuck I was doing when I was younger, and then they started using positive reinforcement. See, it was not that I was not beaten for my, well, okay, I'm gonna let you know, I was a greedy ass kid. I didn't give a shit what they did. They got me a candy. Fuck that. I'll do it again. I want another candy bar. What the fuck? You're gonna yell at me? Alright, I'll sit through it. I don't have to listen.
I got a fucking candy bar.
My kid in timeout.
My, like...
Timeout don't exist.
Yeah, what the fuck
I was put in timeout once and I was like, alright, I'll color on the wall.
I was technically
No, that makes it worse! You fucking idiot!
That's what I got beaten!
You fucking idiot! You're in timeout, you're like...
I did that once, but what happened
I got off easy this time.
I did that once, but what happened was my mom gave me a sponge and a bucket, and I stood there for like 5 hours, and I was 2, and I was 2, and she told me to clean the wall. So like a 2-year-old can't do that, but she made me stand there for like 5 hours until I got it all off, until my dad came home from work.
My mom would have tried to do that. I would have fucking played in the bucket.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Why didn't you play with the fucking bucket? I'm 2 years old, and my mom's like, clean the wall. I would have tried, but I would have been like, this is kind of fun. Like, I would have started like doing shit.
Stood over me while reading a book and would like look up at me.
Even if my mother was standing behind me and she'd never beaten me, I'd be like, ha ha, what? And we had carpet, fucking splash water on the carpet.
Mom.
My mother. Whew. We had dogs, we had whatever the fuck animals. Everywhere.
This is why I couldn't really be put in timeout very often, because I learned how to read at like a really, really young age.
You just read. That's what you
And then I would just like, I had like 6 books in every room, like within arm's reach of every corner of the room. So I just like...
He's like, I know, huh?
Fuck, I had imaginary
I'll
friends.
just fucking read.
Oh, she's entertained.
I'm just entertained by myself. Why do you think
I
my
would be like,
brain is so good?
See,
I'm in timeout for an hour and a half.
Age.
Great,
I guess
my little
the
fucking brother
parents-
can't annoy me. I'll just read like Beowulf or some shit.
Whoever, like, raise your hand if you think grounding is like really bullshit.
Well,
No,
It's the
actually,
most
no.
bullshit thing.
My dad
No,
was
that's
fucked
all my
up.
parents
It depends on the kid.
Crystalline is like,
Can I just say?
It depends on the
really
kid.
upset that she's grounded right now.
How long is grounded for?
I don't know, she hasn't told
Her
you.
mom's a fucking psychotic.
I can live without it.
My
But
mom,
she has
she
her
banned me
phone,
from books.
and she's grounded.
Fuck, didn't give a
She
shit.
did what?
I started.
She has her
I was
phone,
like,
but she's
I
like,
got a
on the
pillow.
computer.
How is that
I got a
grounded?
pillow.
I never heard
This was before computers like were in everybody's
You
house.
didn't
It
have
was
a-
like the little.
Did you not have a Game Boy?
No.
No, fuck that shit. It was already gone. If I was fucking bad enough to be grounded.
That's why you have one hidden in the bottom of your...
I got grounded for
It's
9
angry
weeks
shit.
for making a beat.
When I was grounded, that was just a way of me becoming more organized. It essentially
I
was
made
like,
a beat.
you can't do extra shit, and it's like, that's not really true. If anything, when I was grounded, I finished my other shit faster, and then it's like, you can't watch TV or play video games. And it's like, nigga, I got a computer, I can write stories,
I couldn't
can
do
like
anything.
beatbox and rap. Like, there's so much shit that you can't take away from a person.
Fucking left
How do you
in
make
the
their
room.
life less fun?
No,
Like,
my
I don't.
parents
So it
took
depends on the kid.
everything
It
out
depends,
of my
grounding
room.
depends on the kid.
I
yeah?
could not
See,
even
I-
read a book.
Oh, trust me,
There's so
that
many
was
other
mine.
ways you
I would just
you
sit there.
That's when you come up with
Yeah,
shit
you should
in
be
your
creative.
head. That's what I did. Fucking, I had an imaginary. My mother walked in and she was like, This bitch crazy.
I'm not
I
saying
literally asked my dad
You
for
ain't doing it again.
practice
My
math problems
husband
and didn't
friends
ask for
with
fun
me.
where I was grounded.
I used to babysitter.
Dude, the most fun thing.
I played
when
a
it
game
came
of
to
chess
math,
by myself.
fucking nerd.
My dad was
I played like
computer
hundreds of
scientist,
games of chess by
and
myself.
I don't
no,
like
I
math.
played math. Like I
But
did
then
math
my
games.
dad would make like
You don't like that. I
math
hated it. I
games.
was like,
And I was like, oh,
My parents
And then I
take
hated
away
it.
my
I started
iPod.
multiplying like ×4 in my head at one point. It was bad.
listen,
My
there's
parents
a pillow and
ground me
blanket.
from my
I'm
iPod
going
at the time we didn't have Wi-Fi.
I
They would
couldn't-
ground me
like,
from
one
my
time I
music. They
couldn't
knew that's
sleep
where it
and-
hurt me the most.
I
Yeah.
count like I
That's
heard like
true. I feel
count
like you
to
gotta hit them where it hurts. They
And
never
they
would
take
take
my
like my
iPod, they
journals
know.
or anything.
And I had
That's
my
really like
parents
the most important
would
thing.
not let me read books. They wouldn't let me go
Like,
outside.
We're the
no
good
TV.
kids.
Look, if your kid-
No video games.
look if your kid like
Well, I am.
is like
Oh.
super extroverted.
Stay
and they
tuned
get,
for
like,
more
a
content.
dance or something, and you know, kids, and they get grounded, and their parents are like, well, you can't leave the house this weekend, and they're like, well,
You hit it
Gosh.
emotionally.
No, my mother.
and then
because,
you're
you
like
know,
me, and I'm like,
I
well,
didn't
you
have
gotta go
parents.
outside. You're like, what'd I do wrong? It's like, no, you just gotta go outside. It's not healthy to stay inside.
See, I was done. We had a butterfly tree when I was really young, and
Hannah's worst nightmare.
My grandpa.
it was really pretty. It was
No,
like
it wasn't.
no,
The window
no,
shut,
the
'cause my
tree was
parents
pretty,
used to take it out.
not the
Covered in
butterfly.
fucking butterflies. It's not pretty.
The tree, it wasn't full of butterflies all the time. Them shits gotta go at some point.
No.
Them shits gotta go. So, if my mom kicked me outside, I would just play with the dogs, or get into my tree house, or
No, let you in our house.
yeah.
My parents would let
Yo,
you
Rachel
out.
Hammock, you had a tree house.
I built
Yeah.
I built mine
So I
over
don't-
like 2 summers. My dad, my brother, and I built
I can't
mine.
count. 2 out of 5.
Yeah, that's why you're a business
See,
major and not an
See,
engineer.
hey, suck my dick. I'm gonna be a CEO one day.
Raise your hand if you're a business major. 2 out of 5.
Raise your hand if you can do math.
I mean, yeah.
3 out of 5.
Get off my dick. I can do math. You know, my math teacher did another one of those fuck ups again today, where like he put the wrong thing and then someone corrected him, and he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. You're right." And he just fixes it. I'm
Every
like,
day
"Listen,
in
dude."
Calais.
Yeah.
Every day what's new.
There? Okay, so, I was never, like, fuck that shit. I mean, even if I was told to go into my bedroom, I had dolls. They weren't gonna go through all my dolls.
No, my parents
I'm a
would.
brat sauce, and that's why I'm a brat now.
My
Even-
parents-
I mean, my mother got really mad at me and did that, and even then I was like, I got hands, fuck.
And that's how she learned to
Shadow
do
puppet.
And then once it got too late, I would get that flashlight and we just do.
Then you
My
get
parents-
actual shadow puppet theater, and it's like really bad because it's just rabbits, and like,
No,
Mr. Rabbit.
no, I got so
Mr.
good that I
Rabbit.
could do like this, which is basically a talking, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and then
Like the
I could
snail
do-
is like,
I could do.
or no, I did
hold
that
on.
wrong. It's
That's a dinosaur.
oh, I thought it was.
My parents
Oh, I
would
totally see
like
where that's like a
put me
Like
in
And
this
then
is a snail,
This is
a bird, right?
well basic son for me, butterfly, hawk.
Yeah.
This is why we're so awesome these days. Kids these days, all they have is like the internet. They have cell phones. Back then we had to use our imagination. We didn't know what a fucking cell phone.
Nigga.
We knew what a home phone was. And I even had a home phone on our cord. It was a cordless.
Prepare to die on them because Disney is releasing Disney Playmation, $100 for you to use your imagination. Essentially, you put on an Iron Man glove, and there are these action figures set on stadiums, and then Jarvis says things like, "Look out for the laser cannon!" and you jump out of the way. And it doesn't matter what direction you jump, it just senses that you jumped, and it's like, they're firing at you, make sure to shoot back, and you do this, and it makes sounds and shit.
Dude.
But it's just an imaginary game where they just tell you everything that's happening over the thing for $100. That is literally some shit you can play with your kid right now.
I know.
Jump left! Dodge it! You gotta shoot him high behind the tree! He's gonna get you! Absolutely fucking free.
Then you just buy a Nerf gun and you pretend like you're there.
Guys,
See,
literally
I
the
was that
worst thing that
lone kid.
happened to me was one night I couldn't sleep, right? So I go down to my parents and they're like, "Oh, count to 100." I'm like 2nd grade or 1st grade at this point, and I count to 100. So I go up and count to 100, and I go back down like I counted to
I thought
100.
you could count to 100.
I'm still
That's so
I'm
slow.
I'm still like, they're like, count to 1,000. I'm like, okay, what comes after 100? And they explained how it like loops over. So I go back up to my room and restart counting. I got up to like 100,000, and it's fucking 6 a.m. in the morning. And I go down and I'm like, I got to 100,000. What do I do? They're like, just go to sleep. You woke us up every 5 minutes to tell us that you counted to the number.
All I remember is literally my parents couldn't ground me. They were like, you were impossible to ground. You were impossible. You could always do fucking something.
Exactly.
Yeah. And they wanted you to go outside, so they couldn't pay you so nice. They wanted you to get their hair, and then that's a whole world of imagination. You can
Well, see, like,
Then get your dogs outside.
when I was little, when my mom was still like a stay-at-home mom, we would get back from school and we would always do something. Like, my mom would walk with us while my sister and I rode our bikes, or we would go to the museum, which was really fun. Or when my dad was home early, we would play wiffle ball in Underhill Stadium in the backyard.
What are you talking about? I have no dad. My dad went to his room with his dad. My dad would play Barbies with me.
Aw.
That's what he would do.
My dad and I would play
You had Brad.
sports, and I would do
No,
math,
this is the
chess,
first part.
checkers,
No, this
like,
is why
I
I'm
was
a
a
brat,
fucking
'cause I
nerd.
played
My
with
brother
him.
wanted to do sports. I was like, yo, Dad,
I'm not
what's
a
the
brat.
fucking
I
matrix
played with
in
him.
3rd grade? He's like, this is how you do matrix math, son. Here's like 6th grade level math, do it. Like, I got, my 1st grade teacher got mad at my dad because I fucking was doing ×3 multiplication, and my dad's like the smartest engineer in town.
Can I just say, lone child, if you think Walmart's 45 minutes away, my friends were farther. I literally had to wake up at the crack of dawn to go to school. We did not live in the central of anywhere. There were, I got to know the family on this side.
You saw where I live. I could walk to my
Oh,
my
no.
school is
I know,
looking
this is
out
why
my
it's
window.
different, because you're like, I couldn't do anything.
I'm
Bitch,
just-
I could go nowhere.
I live like 20, 30 minutes
Like,
away
I
from
know
school.
talk to
I live in a
friends.
little
Okay.
bump up Egypt.
Okay.
I can't
I
even
asked
walk
my mom,
neighborhood.
I was like, because I never really asked her this, and I said, I'm having a conversation about discipline. What is the main reason you never spank me? And she said it's because it's not a real world solution. When you're reprimanded as an adult, your boss or the police don't beat you. They take you away from
The
your
police
freedom.
beat you.
Well,
Hold
Jet,
on. Says they take away your freedoms, and that is what your dad and I did.
Jet, you
That was the
wanna,
point. I had to know where my freedom
have a
was
word
at.
on this, Ferguson? Freddie Gray?
Let's not get into
Stay
this.
tuned for more content.
Can I just say, next to us, which were 2 grown adults, and I was like a 5-year-old. They gave me toys. I was like happy. Fuck, we had conversations that probably a 5-year-old shouldn't have heard, but you know, we talked. It was it. They were the only people I could talk to besides my mom, my dad, and my grandfather.
Favorite?
Nah,
That was it.
No, like my best friend in 1st grade was my granddad. Then he was tied with another kid on that. The 1st grade was the first time I made friends with, like, close friends with someone in,
Best
like, my
friend
age
was
group.
Crystal, but
Sounds like a basic bitch. Crystal! Does it start with an A?
I can't fucking believe you said that. Will, you were such a fucking winner. It's like, my best childhood friend was Crystal. Sounds like a basic bitch. And it's like, wow, I've never heard anyone say that. That's really
we were
weird.
from the 1st to 2nd grade. Yeah, go suck a dick, Will.
Still a stripper name. Crystal?
I feel
It's right
so
up there
bad.
with,
Went
like...
from calling her a basic bitch to a stripper.
Continually
You are
degraded.
digging yourself a hole right now.
Will's like, I thought I heard a liquor name that once. Like he just like keeps getting worse. It's Will's like,
I
is
don't
it spelled with
get
a K? Is it like the burger? It's like, Will, get off the nuts.
Does it
She
have
was my best
eyes?
friend. So fuck you. And see, I was getting.
What happened to
like,
her?
Cause I moved. I tried
Oh,
staying
yeah.
in contact, but I ended up saying something that I shouldn't have said when I was younger. Cause this girl. Okay, so my life was not pleasant from the beginning. Not from like the whole
Hello?
that I was beaten
That's
shit,
right.
but that it was.
Hey, you're a Bulls fan. Hey.
Bulls fan.
Yeah.
Rock a Bull?
Her father's really into Michael Jordan. What? Jordan?
Like,
Hannah's talking
if
about
Michael
her
Jordan
childhood.
endorses anything, my dad will buy it.
That makes
Right.
sense.
He probably
Jordan
retains
does know what he's talking
underwear.
about.
When I
It's
was,
like
he
an
does.
Jordan
T-shirt.
He
Does
does.
he have actual Jordans though?
And Looney Tunes.
He can't
socks.
afford those.
Does he have Looney Tune socks?
Does
Probably.
he got that Space Jam?
Yeah.
It's your
Welcome
chance.
to the Space Jam.
Who doesn't have Space Jam? Come on
My
now.
my dad has a fucking cardboard cutout of Michael Jordan in the attic upstairs. And whenever I was sad about anything, he made me watch the documentary Michael Jordan to the Max.
What does that even... How does that empower you back?
Because Michael Jordan was kicked off his high school basketball
Exactly.
team.
He was, and that obviously relates to any situation that she had.
Yeah.
Clearly,
like,
It was
a
only
5-year-old
because it was...
not knowing how to tie her goddamn
No, for
shoes.
real, for real.
Should watch Michael Jordan to the max.
No,
Hannah's
really.
like, I'm having little Nicks come out. Michael Jordan to the max.
No, like really, any problem. It got so bad, my sister and I have hidden it.
Having
And
little
he doesn't
Nicks
know where it is to this day.
is having periods.
Oh, okay, because I was like, I don't know.
They
if
only
that
come
means-
out of Hannah's vagina though.
Oh.
No, they...
You're a special person, aren't you?
That's how they started off. Think about it.
Yeah, but I never wanted a person...
Nobody wants their period.
I mean, I didn't want mine, so I just avoided it like my entire life. I've been told
No.
don't get them. so
Have you
it's
seen
okay.
the Cyanide and Happiness comics where Van Gogh gets his blue period?
That's awesome. My personal favorite is one of their older period skits. And it's like,
spelling it
Mommy,
with
I'm
an X
eating.
now.
And it's just like, that's
Little
okay,
Nicks.
little Susie. That means you're a woman now. She has like
Do what?
15 stab wounds in her back.
Really?
Cyanide and happiness.
It is so funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's like, Mom, I'm bleeding. It's okay, little Susie. I'm enjoying. There's like 15 stab wounds in her back.
Okay,
It's just
question.
like, what?
Since
Yeah,
we talked
but
about
addict.
like childhood best friends, who was your first crush when you were little?
Oh,
My
that
best
one
friend's
Asian
friend.
girl, bruh.
Aww.
It was back in church school or whatever.
I didn't have a crush before he kissed me.
Emily Rice.
First grade, he kissed me underneath
You
where
actually
the...
know names.
I didn't
No.
have a first kiss from a boy till 5th grade.
I just said that Asian
I
girl,
didn't get a
bruh.
first kiss from a
You
guy
did.
until like a month ago.
My first kiss was a tongue kiss. I don't know what the fuck.
I
He
mean,
was
I
very
haven't had a
educated.
first kiss.
Maybe that one redhead girl from that one.
It's okay. I very narrowly
Oh, well.
beat you by like a month. It's okay.
And counting.
Referring.
Could be forever.
to-
Perpetual virgin.
You poor thing.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's not that great.
I don't know.
Not if you don't have the right player.
Trust me, I've had a lot of wrong players. It's not that great. Don't ever do it.
I've had some very
Have
good
you
ones.
ever?
Anyway.
No, I was with somebody that had whiskey dick and kept trying. I was like, nigga, you ain't getting it up tonight. You drank too much. It was awful.
Okay, there's a difference between sex and kissing.
This is true.
Sex, you insert something that actually has
When
to
you're
be
kissing, you
ready.
insert a tongue into the other person's mouth. That's like.
She
mouth
did
sex.
catch you with that. You tried to give her
Yeah,
an
I
exact
did feel
definition,
like you were
and then-
leaving a hole in your argument by including the insertion.
What I was saying
More than
was
one
that
hole.
two
Should've been
things
both.
have to be
Should've been
ready
We're in
for
college and we're all studying arguments right now, and you just really.
Got burned.
You just
Yeah.
fucked yourself.
What is
Okay,
it?
I
Yeah.
want to show you the guy
This means
that
sex,
like.
correct?
Butthole sex.
What? There's a diff like
Autumn,
what is
Autumn's
that?
like, my vagina's
Like-
not shaped like a circle, what are you talking
Like,
about?
Autumn, how do you
I
think
played
it's
with blocks as a
vaginal
kid,
sex?
these shapes
Okay.
are not the same.
Or oral sex, like this is just like
This guy
banging.
used to
Well,
have
like-
a crush on me in kindergarten, and I had a crush on him.
Why do you still have like? Do you, I like those
I'm
old
friends with
pictures?
him on
or-
Facebook.
No,
or-
shit.
No,
In the modern
Like
day, you will
kindergarten.
always know like your old crush. Like your kids will know your
Kindergarten was
old
my
crush
first
on
kiss.
whatever the fuck
Look at
new
how cute he
Facebook is. And then, like from kindergarten, they'll already be on whatever the fuck that
Oh,
is, and
I
they'll
can
grow up
fucking
and be like, I can
tell
always
you
talk to the same nigga.
Why would I
it.
tell them
This
that?
guy's
Like,
name-
I mean, he had an
like
older
those are
brother,
kids.
This is like.
but the bitch was named Cody.
He has the cheesiest name though.
He was blonde, blue-eyed,
Is his name
and
Cheese
he was taller
McCheesy?
than me at the time.
It's
His name is.
it's a pretty good name though.
His name is
Woo!
Chance Hartley.
Stay tuned for more content. Chance Cheesy.